Couple of ways to check reflow. The first is that I'm going to use the tools in Chrome's developer. So I'm going to do this by mouse first, but I'll actually tell this the keystrokes. I'm going to choose the kebab menu from the upper right hand corner, which is customized and control Google Chrome. And I'm just going to go down that menu until I get to more tools. Open up that sub menu and choose developer tools. I can also get there immediately by using Control plus Shift plus I. When the developer tools open up, I make sure that, well, there's a few different ways to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle the device toolbar, which I do either from the top of the menu bar in the upper left corner with something that looks kind of like it almost looks like a game of Hangman to me, but it's called toggle device toolbar, and it says Control plus Shift plus M as a shortcut. And when I trigger that, it actually toggles to emulate a different screen size, and you can choose between like an iPhone SE or just about anything you want. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to set it to responsive, and I'm going to make this be 320. And when I do that, the dimensions meet the 320 width, which is the language for testing horizontal language. And when I do that, I then just check to make sure that all the information on this page is viewable without scrolling. And you can see the scroll bars that I'm scrolling down. There's a very small scroll bar in the upper right hand corner, but there's no requirement for a left to right scrolling. It's all there. And I believe when I execute on this and I say to pop out, in this situation it pops out the table of contents. So the table of contents independently has that, and then I can collapse that and go to my regular view. I'm just going to turn that off. The other way I can do this is I can actually do it through the actual application. So in this situation, I'm going to go to the settings for Windows, and I'm going to go into the display area. Let me go back to system so you can see where I go. I'm going to this display, and from display, I'm going to control both the display resolution and the size. I'm going to make this display resolution be 1280 by 124, which is the specifications for testing in the success criterion language. And I'm going to keep those changes. And then my scaling, I'm just going to make sure that it's at 100% as recommended. And once I do that, I then, I then increase the browser magnification to 400%. At this point in time, I scroll along. I have a vertical scroll bar, but there's no horizontal scroll bar visible. I can do the same thing I did in the prior one. I can pop out the side menu, and once again, I'm just going through the table of contents. When I click on one of these things, it opens up. Here's the understanding document. Again, it's properly wrapping around, and I just use that to confirm that I am meeting reflow.